Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I am Dr. Karen Lewis, licensed real estate broker with K1 Realty Group. And with me, this is part of my posse right here. Y'all know that if y'all watching this video. Melanie Kirksey, I'm going to let her get started. But Melanie, I'll say your name again. I don't
Melanie Kirksey. And I have a beauty and barber salon, 5509 Northwest 7th Avenue.
Come on in.
Florida.
We want to make sure we see you. Okay.
3127.
All right.
Phone number 954-682-3875.
Oh, I got to give out my phone number. 954-6. I'm about to give out your number. All right, let me do that again. Okay. What's my phone number? 954-248-9149. If you're looking to buy or sell, I can help you, and we work with a spirit of excellence. But we want to talk about, this is what we want to do. We're doing a series on fear, because it's a powerful word, and so many people let it overwhelm them, and it consumes them. And so when you're walking in fear, you definitely can't even follow the word of God. You can't even do anything because you have a stronghold. It's choking you, and you don't know how to get out of it. And so we want to, this is winner and I'm winner. So if we call each other winner, you all will know that we're winners, okay? Mm-hmm. That's our real name. Karen and Melanie, they are makeup names. All right, okay. So we're going to talk about, so this is part 2. So we're going to talk about learn how to put the resistance up on fear. That's what we said. Okay. Yeah. Uh-huh. So let me just tell you a little bit about me. I remember that one of the things I know that I used to be fearful, and this is amazing because now I'm not even afraid at all. And when I can vouch for it is that I would never talk in front of people. I would be afraid. I was scared. And when I did my first television show, they thought that I was getting ready to part of the posse that you said in series 1. They thought they won't have to call 911. They won't have to take me to the emergency room because they thought I was going to have a panic attack because my eyes got big as my glasses and I was just shaking just like, I was shaking all over the place. And so they had to ask me, they had to stop this, they had to shut it down because I was afraid. I let fear get me like that, and I was afraid. And one time they were going to give me an award, and I wouldn't show up because they wanted me to get up there and talk. I missed out on that opportunity. It's showtime, and I missed out on it. And so the point that I'm making, but I had to deal with it. And so what I've learned to do, winner, is that anything that when fear tries to come up on me, I say is, in order for me to conquer it, I must first confront it. If you never confront it, you can never conquer it. And so that's what I had to do. And so that's why we're here today. And I can talk all day long, but I won't, because I want Winner to talk because she's studying and she's been studying and is studying. And so her information that she's got, I think, is vital that we have it because there are so many people that's walking in fear and they need to hear. So how do we put the resistance up on fear?
Well, one of the things that you said when you did your television program is that you was afraid, but you did it anyway. And so sometimes we have to do things afraid, and that's one of the ways that we can resist fear. We have to, number one, we have to learn the role of fear. Fear objective is to eventually torment us. Fear objective is to control us. Because the reason fear wants to come into our lives, because fear then will be able to control us like a puppet, okay? And so God said that he did not give us the spirit of fear. So if it didn't come from God, it must be an evil spirit. So what we have to do, what we have to learn to do, we have to learn to put up a resistance against fear, because fear could be it is very scary, you know, and you have to train yourself. You have to train yourself to say, well, first of all, if you're a Christian, the word will help you. But you got many Christians that are full of fear.
A lot of them are, absolutely.
Yeah, because
absolutely,
fear wants to torment us. It wants to, and torment causes stress, okay? And once you're,
It's toxic.
yeah,
You know,
yeah.
the torment causes us stress.
And a lot of things that fear does to our bodies is fear causes bad hormones to be released in our body.
Mm-hmm.
So if you're suffering with some kind of sickness and you're fearful, then it breaks the body down even more. So this is the reason why we need to learn how to resist fear. And one thing that I learned in studying about this is that the only way courage is going to come is when you confront your fears, because courage come up in the midst of danger. So you have to, that's when courage come up. And courage is like it's like supernatural, you know. You'll be able to. It's like I don't know how well versed you all are with the Bible, but Shadrach, Meshach, and Abednego, they were threatened by the king to be thrown into the fiery furnace.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And those boys said that we're not going to bow. The king wanted them to bow before his gold image.
Mm-hmm.
And they said, we're not going to bow before your gold image because we don't serve your God. And so the king said, well, if you don't bow, we're going to throw you in the fiery furnace. So they said, our God is able to deliver us. And even if he don't, we're not going to bow. So those boys, they stayed true.
They stood fast.
Yeah, they stayed true to what they said.
That's right.
And so they got thrown into the fire. But guess what? They didn't burn up. And so when we confront fear, we will not burn. You will see victory on the other side. But you will never see victory on the other side if you don't learn how to confront it. Fear, actually, Christians have power over fear. We have power over all fears. No fear is good. No fear is good. So what we have to do, we have to train ourselves to put up a resistance against fear. You might be shaken on the inside, but you do what you know to do anyway.
Wow.
And then you'll see the power of God will be there to help you. But we cannot allow ourselves to run from the enemy. And the enemy is fear.
Wow. She said so many things. I can't remember all of it, but I do know it was good. But here's something too, is that like you talked about the courage and how I was in did the public speaking and I was afraid. See, the real power, we should not give fear power. And so here's the real power. What's going to happen is that one of the ways that you can resist it is that when you are fearful of something, even like me now, I don't like to get on airplanes. Yeah, I really don't. But guess what? First of all, I know I'm not driving to Arizona. I already know that. So I'm getting on there anyway. But the point that I'm making is that the real power comes is when you push through and do it, even though you're fearful. If you can push past, because that's where the courage is coming and that's where the power is coming through. When you push through, that's when because now you're creating the habits. You already got the word on God has not given us a spirit of fear. So when you push past it, you got that and you start pushing past it, then you start creating better habits. So therefore, when that thing comes up again, you're no longer scared. You know, one of the things that I do, and this is something in the natural for me, and it works with me, physical and mental, and it may not mean anything, but I always like to do things from a small standpoint. And it's just so simple, is that when I say, okay, you're getting ready to worry. I don't worry much, but I'm just using that as an example. So I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't worry. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Think positive. And I do that, and that's my method. That's my lesson. If I'm getting ready to eat a piece of cake, no, I don't eat cake much either. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Don't eat that. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Get up. Get out the bed. And so that other voice telling you, no, you're supposed to worry. You're supposed to be scared because things are going to happen. And so you go on and that. But when I do it, when I say 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, winner, I do it. Now, if you don't do it, then you're still going to fall into that trap of fear.
I think a lot of times that we give into fear because when fear, we can feel fear in our emotions. Fear can come in just by thinking about the wrong thing. too long.
Mm-hmm.
Fear can come in through your imagination.
That's the same thing I said.
Yes,
I said you
yeah.
take that tape recorder and you play it over and over and over. It can come in through your imagination.
Right.
That's powerful.
So what we have to do, we have to become alert, aware of fear. We have to learn. I was sitting at the car wash one day and I wrote down these different fears that come upon the fear. You know, I wrote down worry and shy. Being shy is a form of fear. Intimidation, when you allow people to intimidate you, is fear.
So let's do this right here. So let's take those words and then we're going to talk about a few of them one at a time.
Okay.
Well, we're not going to talk about it on this video, so that means you got to come back to our video number 3. We just want you to come back. We don't want to put too much on you at one time because we want you to get it. And if you think you got it, then there's somebody else out there that needs to hear. And so when you see this video, share it with somebody else, because I can assure you that you know a lot of people that are walking with fear. And not only that, fear silence you, or you can't even fulfill your dreams or your vision or what God has set for you in your path for you to do. To help further the gospel. So anyway, I'm Dr. Karen Lewis, licensed real estate broker with K1 Realty Group, and this is the winner, and we winners. We just winners. We love one another too. We do this every day, okay? We just really do. Absolutely. So we're gonna sign off. So you got to be to the next video, okay? Hold tight.